Mr. Bill O'Reilly see all of this? He joins me right now. Thank you for joining us.
I would have taken you to the migrant center if you wanted to go.
I believe it.
Why didn't you call me?
You don't work for Trump.
I would have taken you in there.
You think you could get us in?
Guarantee that, well, there's no guarantee you would have ever gotten out, but I could have gotten you in. I don't want to make light of this. You got a situation where 80% of Americans want every migrant out of here. So that political reality drove the Trump administration to be very harsh in its containment of people who came in under the Biden open border policy. That's the history of it. And when you have that harsh message go out, you're going to have problems. It's not a disciplined agency. It reminds me of the Secret Service after Butler, Pennsylvania. It's very similar to that. So when President Trump was shot in Butler, there were so many mistakes made by the Secret Service in coordination with the local authorities. They had to fire the Secret Service head. You'll remember, she left. And they had to revamp almost everything, including hiring. I think ICE is now in the process of doing that. And I hope Homan, who I like, I mean, he was on the Three Americans special with you, me, and Stephen A. Smith. I never had a problem with Homan, but he is a worker. He does take orders. And the orders are just like last night when you were talking about the Pentagon. You could just replace ICE with the Pentagon. And you were saying, well, why aren't we getting the information? Why aren't we knowing about the service people who are killed? Well, the reason is that in a conflict with Iran, the president, the Pentagon, everybody involved doesn't want to be branded a loser. They don't want to give Iran any advantage to say, look, we're winning. We're winning this. We're killing Americans. And that's why there's a reticence to release information. It's almost the same thing here. So the government knows, and I think Mullen, to be fair, is aware of this, that there are a lot of ICE agents who are not doing their job properly. Now, I can't put a percentage on it, but they're too harsh. So now we see today, they're all going to have to wear uniforms so that there's no mix-up, oh, I thought of being fired by a gangster or whatever it may. They are going to get their body cameras, and that's a back and forth between both parties saying, oh, it's your fault they don't have them. No, it's your fault they don't have them. You know the game.
Yeah, but one of them is right,
so
and the other one is MAGA. That's a lie that the Democrats stopped it. I'm not saying you're saying it, but they keep saying the Democrats stopped it. It's demonstrably false. We did it right on the show. Tom Homan knows why they don't have it.
By shutting down the government, by the Democrats shutting down the government, that did not expedite those cameras. Is that a fair statement?
They shut down DHS, not the entire government. Yes, any shutdown is going to not help the celerity of dispatch.
So it's a fair statement that didn't help.
But it is not a fair statement in terms of analyzing what happened. The Republicans, on the guidance of the administration, refused to agree to mandate body cams. And Chuck Schumer, with his masks off, cameras on, not the greatest slogan, but that's what he kept saying, and it was in his letter to them. That was the line. They gave him the money. The Republicans gave him the money after the administration said to cut it, after they had gotten rid of the executive order from Biden, which said make it mandatory that they wear them. They don't want the transparency, Bill, and that's the difference. Butler was about misfeasance. Misfeasance. You didn't do your job well in Butler. It is not an opinion. Everything I just told you is a fact. What I'm saying, what happened in Butler is about the administration trying to gut the program.
Tom Homan is sitting here instead of...
Then here are the facts. The administration gutted the program in their request, staff and money. The Republican Congress said, no, that's too much. Gave money, okay? The Democrats said, and put in that mandate rule that they have to use the money for this and they have to wear them. The Republicans said, no, the White House won't go for it. Those are the facts, okay? Tom can say something else, and he is.
Homan is sitting here.
Yes.
if Holman is sitting here instead of me, he would say that negotiations broke down under a number of things, not just that. And you are spouting opinion. And let me
What is the opine?
So
Please.
when you have more than 1 million criminal aliens coming into the United States in 4 years, more than 1 million, okay, you are going to have chaos. You're going to have violence. You are going to have things that happen that shouldn't happen. And that is a fact, okay? You cannot have that volume of, and we're talking criminal aliens.
So you think that's a fact?
We're not talking regular folks.
You think that's a fact? And you think 1 million
Yes, I do.
criminals, not it's a crime because they entered, because that's a misdemeanor. That's 80 and a 55, okay? That's what that is. So that doesn't count to me as a bad hombre. If I don't know how you arrive at 1 million fentanyl dealer, human traffickers, and gangbangers are the number. I don't know where that number comes from. You might as well say 100 million.
The number comes from the federal government. You can look it up as Yogi Berra once
But it's
said.
an estimate.
Okay? More than 1 million people are being hunted by executive order of the President of the United States
That I believe.
to get them deported because they committed crimes. Now, you don't like that. Okay.
No. That's not true. That's an opinion.
Democratic Party doesn't like it.
That's an opinion, and that's not true. Just
Based
like the
on-
rest of the American people, the overwhelming majority
wait a minute.
want people who are
You're
here
gonna tell
illegally
me
who
that
commit
Chris Cuomo-
crimes to be deported. Now, how you do that
You're
job
going to
also
tell me that
matters.
Chris Cuomo.
Yes, go ahead. What do you want to hear?
You're going to tell me that Chris Cuomo, okay, after a diatribe of 7 minutes, okay, is going, I want all criminal aliens deported. You're going to tell me that?
The question
Right now.
is
You can tell me that.
how? The question
No
is
question.
how?
Yes or no? You're not going to tell me that. It's
It
not
all
true.
depends on how. Do you want me to go?
You wanna-
why
you
don't
wanna
go out and-
splice it
Why
down.
don't you go out and shoot them all? Because you just described them like they were rats. If you have 1
There
million
you
come
go.
in, there's going to be chaos. There's going to
Oh,
be
no,
violence.
no.
Who
Why
says
don't I
that?
shoot them
How
all?
is that a fact?
There you go.
Well, I mean,
listen,
Bill, do you see that as a logical alternative?
You are not bullish on hunting down criminal aliens.
That's not true.
That is a fact
I don't
that every
like-
blanket
I don't
person
like the idea,
who watches this show.
I don't like the idea of hunting down misdemeanors, okay? You want to hunt down a killer?
No, not
Go hunt
misdemeanors.
them down. But that's not who they're getting, Bill. Their
not
own
a-
numbers, which are obviously cooked,
Oh,
show that it's barely 50-50.
Okay. You
The
can live
numbers aren't
in
cooked?
whatever world you want to live in.
They all give
The
different
numbers are the numbers that are put. If you can prove the numbers are cooked, that's a crime.
Cooked is when
So
you
prove
have,
it.
if you have a number, and then my number, even though we work in the same administration, is different, and then the president gives a number that's different from your number and my number, I call that cooked numbers. Why? Because
All
you're
right, the
obviously
official
calculating them
number-
different ways. There isn't one number. That's my
You
point.
should get Mullen on tomorrow to back. You should get Mullen on tomorrow. The official number from Homeland Security is more than 1 million criminals. Now that means they could have committed crimes in Venezuela. Okay?
It could mean a lot of
have
things.
infiltrated into this
It
country.
could mean a lot of things.
Right.
You're saying that it must be true.
You do not want to hunt them down. Neither does the Democratic Party.
That's just not true.
You don't want to do it.
Bill,
admit it.
It's not
You
true.
don't wanna do
You can
it.
keep insisting, Bill. You can say it a few more times, like your friend Mr. Trump. Doesn't make it true.
Listen,
Repetition
you
is
want me
not
to find?
veracity.
I'll find 10
okay?
quotes.
Go ahead. Find me
All
a
right,
quote
there's one more
of me
point I want to
saying,
make about.
No. I want some money on this one. What do you want to bet you cannot find me saying? I'll say the same thing you said, which is, remember what you said, Bill O'Reilly? Because I can pull it for you in about 8 seconds. It'll never happen. Logistically, legally, financially, you'll never be able to get them all out. Remember saying that, Bill? Because you did.
It's all different
right
thing.
here.
We're talking about
so when I
hunting
say it's
and targeting
impractical,
criminal aliens.
and that talking about hunting them is not the best messaging when you keep killing people, you don't like that. But when you said it'll never happen, that's a fact. Come on, Bill. Come on.
You just admitted my whole thesis was true.
What
you
is?
Don't want them hunted.
That's not true.
You
I
don't
don't
want
like the
criminal aliens
messaging.
hunted.
You shouldn't hunt
Okay, just
human
admit
beings.
it.
Okay?
Just admit it.
Law
One more
enforcement
thing.
doesn't
Then
hunt,
this is important.
Bill. And it's people like you who are okay with them hunting that doesn't seem that upset about them killing people.
I'm not okay with anything.
Are you okay with Renee Good and you don't know what happened yet? Months later?
Not
and
okay
the guy
with
who did it is back on the job?
Ridiculous.
But you okay with the guy being back
That's
on the
ridiculous.
job? Are you okay with the guy being back on the job?
That's ridiculous.
Are you okay with the guy being back on the job?
No, I'm not.
Then why is he?
No.
Why haven't you said anything about it,
I
Bill?
don't know. I don't run the agency.
But why haven't you said anything about it, Bill? You're not spare for words.
Oh, stop. I have criticized ICE and Homeland Security many times, and I can provide those clips, not in 8 seconds because you got Dusty and I don't have her, but I can provide them.
Big advantage.
One more very important thing. You made a big journalistic mistake today.
What did I do?
And it was by basing your monologue on Human Rights Watch. Now, the mistake is this. Human Rights Watch, just like the Southern Poverty Law Center, is an agenda-driven organization. Now, I don't mind you quoting them, but you have an obligation to quote a counterpoint, not to put up Human Rights Watch as the benefactor of the truth. That's a journalistic mistake. Sorry to bring it to your attention.
It's a journalistic
mistake. I'm older than you. I've been in the business longer.
It's a journalistic mistake if there is a salient counter to what they said. We don't have one because this administration won't be transparent about what it found when it reviewed the complaints. And Tom Homan said he would get it to me. It never happened. So, Bill, how can I, as a journalist, discount a world-renowned organization that Republicans and Democrats have both used when suits their agenda? I should discount them when I know nothing on the counterbalance.
When it suits their agenda.
Yeah.
Listen, all I'm telling you is
but
this.
If the government won't tell me anything, Bill, how is that bad journalism?
Because you don't base your reportage on an agency that has an agenda. That's why.
Their agenda is human rights and going after people who violate them.
Okay, I got it.
It's a world-renowned organization.
The ACLU's agenda is freedom of speech, right?
Do you believe,
the ACLU's agenda is freedom of speech?
The ACLU started white nationalism? Do you think they start? Do you believe that anything that in that indictment?
White nationalism?
Yeah, that's what it says in the indictment.
I don't understand.
That they funded people to organize and grow and operate white nationalist organizations.
That remains to be proven. That's called due process.
For sure.
Right. So I didn't go in and say the Southern Poverty Law Center did it.
But you're saying they have
an
agenda.
But if I'm going to use Human Rights Watch,
suspicious.
No. You can't base reportage on it. You have got to bring in a dissent.
Tell your friends in the Trump administration.
Mueller would be a great guest for you to have.
Tell him to come on. Tell them to put out the information that disproves it, that they checked it. Tell them to put anything out. Tell them to tell us why the mom got shot.
On and you ask him.
Okay? Tell him.
You ask Mullen. He's going to have to answer your question.
I'm not one. I'm not you.
Did you invite him on?
Of course, we've invited him many times. Okay, I mean, look.
Right,
by the way, I've interviewed him before.
I'm going to call him tomorrow and tell him to go on your show.
Not since he got this job.
Because those questions need to be.
All right, I got to jump.
I'm
happy to have him on the show. I agree with you, 100%.
Those questions need to be answered, but you do not answer them by using a pro-immigrant group. Fair?
I believe that you are disparaging Human Rights Watch. You're making it sound like they're just another advocacy group, and they're not. And you are also...
Go to their website.
You are empowering... I know all about them. I know who wrote the report. I know what their basis is for it. I know the lawyers who are working with them. I know a lot of things. What I'm saying is that what I don't know...
anti-enforcement.
What I don't know is what the government knows because they won't tell us time and time again. And it is a theme with this administration more than any other you or I have covered. That's what I'm saying. So
we'll get Mullen on your show.
He is welcome. Bill O'Reilly, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.